So we're doing this again. Just when we thought we were out, they pull us back in. This afternoon, we were met with quite the surprise. One that I thought, again, we were past. Adam Schefter of ESPN reported, with Antonio Brown's suspension eligible to end after Week 8, the Seattle Seahawks are now positioned to make a push to sign him. Though they're not alone, league sources tell ESPN. Other teams are also interested. There's then an article talking about how Russell Wilson and Geno Smith work out with Antonio Brown during the offseason. The story goes on to say that there have been no actual contract talks between Brown and the Seahawks. There doesn't seem to be any new information from the last time we heard Antonio Brown's name linked to the Seattle Seahawks, which is definitely a promising sign for those, like myself, who do not want them to bring that guy aboard. This story is probably Antonio Brown's agent trying to get Brown's name back in the spotlight, and more importantly for Brown, to generate a probably non-existent market for his services so he can get you know what. We know that Russell Wilson, who again works out with Antonio Brown, is open to bringing him into the Seahawks.
He's, one of the best receivers of all time, so anytime you can get a guy like that, you're always into that idea for sure. We want playmakers for sure.
On Wednesday at his press conference, Pete Carroll was asked about interest in Brown.
We have endeavored to be in on everything that's going on, and this is no exception, so we'll see what happens.
And about his long red flag sandwich.
We do all of the homework we can think of doing. I mean, we will never think that we can leave a stone unturned, and so that's how we approach everything.
Let me do all that homework for you, Pete. Off the field, he threatened a reporter, tossed furniture out an apartment window, and almost hit a toddler. Was accused of sexual misconduct, which led to him allegedly sending threatening texts to the victim. A separate sexual assault allegation, a no contest plea to felony burglary with battery. That's just off the field. He skipped practices leading up to a Week 17 must-win game to make the playoffs in 2018 and was benched, refused to practice with the Raiders after the NFL banned his old helmet. He reached out while in Oakland to social media consultants after said fines to find out a way to get released from the Raiders. He confronted general manager Mike Mayock in an altercation that nearly turned physical. He apologized for that the next day in a 20-second statement and then demanded his release the next day. Pouted after a teammate scored a touchdown in the 2017 AFC Championship game. And the cherry on top of all of it, he got angry and confronted an assistant coach, sulked when Ben Roethlisberger scored a touchdown, and was angry about his involvement, all in one 2018 game against the Kansas City Chiefs, in which he was targeted 17 times. Let's be frank, the guy's a turd. All-time great wide receiver, but giant turd. But Paul, imagine if Russell Wilson had not only Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf and Greg Olsen and Chris Carson, he also has future Hall of Famer Antonio Brown. You think DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are going to be happy sharing the rock with that guy? Antonio Brown ain't going to be happy sharing the rock with those two. And while Russell Wilson is legendary for his composure, for his neutral thinking, for his ability to maintain calm when everything around him is going to you-know-what, there comes a breaking point for every human on the planet. And I don't even think Mr. Bleeping Rogers could deal with Antonio Brown. So I'm begging you, Seahawks, don't sign him.